All right. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, how's it going? We're back in the places we normally are.
Yeah, back where we normally are. Even Sandy is back where she normally is. She's missed the past several streams. Say hi. Hi.
But we
Um,
did have I mean, Sophia kind of made up for it last week.
yeah, it's very true. She normally isn't too outgoing on the streams, but there she was.
Nope. Ah,
Sandy has been really into I don't really know what they are. Like in the past, I think I've like thought of them as like mosquitoes, but I don't think that's what they are. Uh, I think they're kind of like what you would call like a mayfly or something, but it's not May. But like I think they're these like really short-lived bugs that are out, and they're like really thin and wiry and have long legs. And they kind of just look like a big mosquito or something like that. Someone is
hmm.
suggesting crane fly, maybe. I don't know, but they're out. There's a whole bunch of them out right now, and they're like, they're just. But you'll see a bunch of them along the siding of the house and along the siding of the fence, and she is like super fascinated by them, and it's been a big distraction during potty time.
She wants to eat them
She
probably.
did eat one this morning because, uh, she's a smart dog, but she just likes to eat anything she can pick up outside. So when I let her out to the bathroom, I put a muzzle on her, and it's just to prevent her from eating stuff. Well, sometimes I pull her muzzle off just before we go back inside. And this morning, I took her
That's all it took.
I took her muzzle off, and then when I opened the door, she like darted back out into the yard and just like went up to one of those flies, like just on the side of the fence. And she just went, and it was God.
Just like that. That's
Just
all it took. Was like it was her single track mind. The entire time she's out there, she was just thinking about, I want to eat that thing. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it. And then she had that chance.
uh, tr-
So you are going to be playing some Kabuki Quantum Fighter. I rented this game back in the day.
oh really?
It's pretty good. Oh yeah. I think I rented it a couple times. I think someone in the chat was suggesting that this is the first Shantae game.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it inspired Shantae significantly.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and put it on because it's explaining its very complex story, which I've not read all of yet. But it's basically something about something has broken into the main defense computer, and we like have to like digitize someone to go fight in the computer world, who I guess is going to be a Kabuki warrior for some reason. Um, but
of all things.
yeah, so what's fun was I actually found this game in Amelia, Ohio, which is where I lived when I lived in Ohio from 91 to 94.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of, but like really quick, as an aside, apparently the people, the citizens of Amelia, Ohio, voted last week to no longer be a township, so they're going to get absorbed into one of the surrounding uh, towns or whatever, and Amelia, Ohio, will cease to exist, I guess.
that's kind of depressing.
So you got the visit one last time.
Yeah, I know. I got the it's on my receipt. I even showed my dad the receipt when he came by my house last week. I was like, "Look, I bought games at there's a retro game store 4 miles for well less than that, like 4 minutes from like where we used to live. It like says Amelia, Ohio on the receipt. But it was cool because like they actually had one of the better NES selections than I've seen in
Yeah,
a
this
while.
was We Buy Games.
Yeah. And I feel like I just don't come across good NES finds lately at this stage of my NES collection because, like, you know, it's just the really common stuff that I'm usually not looking at, or, you know, the really expensive stuff. But, like, none of those, like, good, like, mid-range price uncommons. Sometimes, you know, you don't come across those as much. And they had, I mean, right. Kabuki Quantum Warrior was less than I actually thought. It was only like $17. And then
Quantum Fighter.
What did I say? Warrior, fighter. I got Magician, which was $30, and Arkista's Ring, which was also $30. And they had like 2 copies of all of those, which was kind of wild. I think they had some other like games in that price range that I already have. Like I think they had Kiwi Craze and stuff like that. So yeah, it was cool buying games 4 minutes from my old house, and now apparently Amelia will be no more. That makes me sad.
Yeah, well, it's what, you know, one last ride.
Yep.
I see that Frank Strasser is saying, do they sell at cons? I think I bought from them at Too Many Games. They are, I don't know if that's what they go by at conventions, but they do a YouTube channel called The Bad Graphics Gamers.
It's spelled like TurboGrafx, which I kind of love.
Yeah.
This, that story music is not great. It kind of makes me think of Link's Awakening, actually, which has great music, but it feels like an incomplete version of like the Link's Awakening cave music.
Yeah. CR Teaser 97 is asking, how am I attenuating the signal of your Extron crosspoint to all outputs RTTL sync by regeneration? So the only scaler that my Extron feeds, I have a resistor in the SCART cable that Retro Access put in there. The rest of the outputs are going to PVMs.
Look at all this like wriggling ground. It's kind of cool. Whoa! I've played a little of this game before, but not much. Like just tested it out on like, you know, an EverDrive or NT Mini or something.
Yes, you can just add a resistor. There's Retro Access has a pass-through for like a BNC in and out that will attenuate the signal as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Like you just attach a BNC. Like
yeah, it's
just like a barrel connector.
Yeah, I mean it's got a little bit of a cable in between.
I see.
We got a $1.99 donation from the Wanderer 1800.
Ooh.
It says, guys, free super chat. Show some support.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that people get super chats that they can donate every month. I'm not sure exactly how that works out. I don't know if that's part of YouTube Premium, because if so, I've never seen anything, because I have YouTube Premium and I've never been able to do that. But yeah, that's just what it is now. It's just a little pass through.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was actually talking to someone about that sync situation today, and I did not know that Retro Access already has a solution out there for it.
Yep. Vision thing. This is not Quake. This is Kabuki Quantum Fighter.
Quake.
They must have just seen the queue.
You know, for some reason,
Shantae Zero.
Something like saying Quake made me think. Like I've been thinking a lot about lately about what letters I don't have for like any given collection of games on a system, and I found that like J and Q are common ones that I might not have. or no, maybe it was just J. Because I was looking at PS4. I think PS4 was I might not have a J or Q maybe. Yeah, I think it was J and Q I was missing on PS4. I was looking at Switch as well. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything on NES. Probably. But like I was looking at like my Kabuki Quam Warrior, and I'm like, whoa.
Are those hearts in the background, or those look like those look like Contra last level hearts right there?
Yeah.
Or Red Falcon. Is that Red Falcon?
Yeah,
Red
Falcon. Yeah. But I've got like a lot of I've got like a weirdly large number of K games on NES. I've got Kabuki Quam Warrior. I've got Kirby's Adventure, and also the French-Canadian Kirby's Adventure. And King's Quest V, Kiwi Craze. Kind of being a chicken and fighting them long range, although that's over now. I think I could overtake him just without even really worrying about my health. There's those crescent moon explosions. I love those.
GameSack in the chat is asking which has better Kabukis, which game has better Kabukis, Kabuki Quantum Fighter or Mystical Fighters on the Genesis? I've never played Mystical Fighters. Doesn't Way of the Warrior have a Kabuki character as well? I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. I've never played Kabuki or Mystical Fighters. Sorry.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of Kabukis in Goemon. I mean, like the first boss you fight, the first impact boss you fight is a Kabuki. Oh, yeah. Now I've got a more powerful range attack, I guess.
We got a $2 donation from our good friend Blade Blur.
Oh, thank you.
Recovering from an injury. Thanks for the good work.
Oh.
What happened?
Thank you. I hope it's not anything too bad.
Voltaire saying that Kickmaster isn't bad. Don't you have Kickmaster?
I don't have Kickmaster actually. That one got pretty expensive. I do kind of want it. It's interesting for sure. Of those those NES hidden gem lists that I looked at, that was one of the ones that I guess was maybe a lower priority. Our friend Drumble got it, and I played it a little bit at his house, and I was just like, oh, it's good, but I don't know if it's like, $50 or $60 good or whatever it was at that time. But I think it's a lot more now. The big one I regret not having is
Power Blade.
No, I've got Power Blade.
Oh, okay. You don't have the second Power Blade, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that one's considered very good anyway. I mean, that one's extraordinarily expensive. The first Power Blade is still relatively affordable, I think. I got mine for like $40-some several years ago. But no, Metal Storm.
Oh,
yeah. I know Limited Run did theirs, but like I didn't get that because I don't know. I can't get that into repros,
Right. I mean, we were talking about in the Discord recently. Do you think it would be different if Nintendo was like behind them as well, like
maybe, but like, you know, like, has Sega been behind any of the Genesis ones? I mean, I know, of course, they're like officially licensed by the manufacturer, but like,
right. But I mean, if I mean, one of the reasons they were saying that Sega hasn't like been behind any of them is because they don't want to have to be responsible for QCing the materials and all that other stuff.
I mean,
especially like the money that would end up costing them wouldn't be worth it.
I guess the thing to me is, oh, I didn't realize that was a Purdy thing. The big thing to me, I feel, is, oh, there was no checkpoint, I don't think. I have no idea if this is infinite continues or what.
I don't know.
But, you know what was I gonna say? It's part of it to me is that it's like, it's a different technology in the cartridge. Like, it's, even if they, you know, were making new official cartridges, it's still like, it's still different, I guess, to me. Like, I mean, if it was Nintendo doing it, I guess it would make a difference. Because, I mean, ultimately, the cart technology does change in some regards over the course of a generation anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but still, I don't know. I feel like I would be more willing to be converted if it was Nintendo doing it as opposed to like Sega, because like Sega I would trust less to do it right. Whereas Nintendo, like I would expect they would put a lot more quality control into it. Maybe that's just me being biased, but
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know how they would treat it, but it's possible they wouldn't put the same kind of effort in, I guess. But I don't know. I think that if, like, for instance, I definitely bought the Genesis version of Xenocrisis that just came out because I know that the PCB was designed by DB Electronics, and I know that that's going to be
good.
Done correctly.
Yeah,
I
know it'll be done
all the other
correctly.
repros, like I don't even know. Like I don't know if any of the if the Metal Storm was done by him, I would probably think about it. But I think that, I mean, and you were talking about this with the with whatchamacallit, what's the game that just came out that was on this built Ultra Core.
Yeah.
So I know that the cartridge version of that apparently is being done by Columbus Circle, and I just got
those are considered kind of not good.
Right. Well, that's the thing is I learned my lesson, unfortunately, with buying the Glay Lancer repro that they did.
I did the same.
And the cartridge edge was not beveled at all.
Yeah.
And it didn't use like gold connectors, so I could bevel a teeny little bit, or else if I did it too much, it would like ruin the cartridge. So basically, I just beveled it and ripped the ROM and put it on my Mega SD.
I bought their Shabiban Man Zero.
Right.
Which, you know, I don't know much about the technology in it, if it was decent or not, but what? Oh, geez. Oh, I guess this room just has a really tight limit. I see. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Ultra Core was like a situation where it's like, okay, yes, it is made natively for the Genesis and not for the Switch or the PlayStation 4, but it is a native. It is an official Sony PS4 disc.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, I can't say the same of you know, the Genesis cartridge.
Right. I mean, I get that, and if I knew that Columbus Circle was doing the Ultra Core, I probably would have just like gotten the Switch version or whatever. I might, if they have them available, I'll probably end up doing that later on.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised they're doing it, since like they're a Japanese company and this is, you know, for a
Well, there's a
Western
Japanese release. So I mean, I don't know if the strictly limited release of it is going to be by them. I'm assuming that it probably is, but I don't know. I think that strictly limited is also doing a physical version of. Well, I know of the.
There's only 2 continues.
Oh.
This could be a tough one.
But I don't know. I think that if I could go back in time, I would redo it. I would not buy the cartridge version of that. But I feel completely 100% okay buying and happy buying the cartridge of Xenocrisis, because I know it's done right. And from what I've seen, it seems like the quality when it comes to like basically everything involved in that project has been top notch.
But would you put it in the same order on your shelf as like your other Genesis games?
I would put it at the end of everything, the way I currently have it, where I have all my like unlicensed games kind of separate. Okay, so I assume that's. I hope that's Audie that in the chat, Akuma Audie. I'm assuming that it is. Who's saying that Columbus Circle and Strictly Limited are using the same ROM, but not the same manufacturers for the carts. So I will be curious to see who manufactured their carts. I'm glad that if it's not Columbus Circle, that makes me pretty happy. And now I'm slightly more optimistic about it. So we'll see. But I mean, Xenocrisis seems to be pretty...
We almost streamed that game last week.
Yeah, we were close. I might actually stream it next week. We'll see, though.
I mean, it was a lot of fun from the little I tested of it, but I was just concerned if, like...
You didn't feel like it was...
I didn't feel like it was 2 hours worth of stream quality, you know?
Oh, well, I mean,
maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, it's, you know, it's a Smash TV like, which, like, I don't know if that's a full stream to me.
oh, don't even worry about the lack of inventory last week. That was totally fine. I still got Pokemon Sun for as a Christmas gift for my daughter.
Lack of inventory on where?
Or when we were at Arcade Legacy.
Oh, who said that?
Uber Disco in the chat.
Oh, he's who was working there?
That's Travis. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
He was working there.
At least the levels seem pretty short, and I think there's only 6 levels. I looked up how many levels there were. It's nice that it seems to recover your health before a boss.
Yeah, that's actually surprising. Yeah.
I forget if I mentioned yet, but this is a HAL game, which is kind of neat.
But I did see that it had human entertainment also on the screen at the beginning.
Oh yeah, human entertainment. Don't tell me. What did they do?
I could tell you.
I know. I mean, I feel like it was something I played or you played or something not too long ago.
Yeah, so HAL published it, but Human made it.
Oh, okay. I see. It's kind of weird to think of HAL as a publisher.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you what else Human has done?
Yeah, I'll remember as soon as you tell me.
They might be most well known for doing the Clock Tower games.
That's right.
But they also did the kind of an interesting game that I think might be fun to stream sometime. This game on the Super NES called SOS.
Okay.
It seems kind of interesting. It's about you're on a cruise ship that gets capsized, and you have to escape from it. It's kind of neat, and you can play like as an old guy or just like different people. Like I'm not sure if Peter Brown in the chat, are you the Peter Brown that we know, that we've met? I'm not sure if you or just another person named Peter Brown. But he's saying the SOS is a trip. Oh, well, welcome.
Welcome indeed.
Yeah. So I've been doing a little bit of side editing, like recutting some stuff for the gentleman who wrote the books, The Untold History of Japanese Game Developers. He released a couple of DVDs with the release of those books, and he wanted to essentially remaster those videos for, because he shot them all in 1080p and wanted to remaster them as HD versions. So I've been re-editing those for him, and one of the people he talked to was Human Entertainment, which I've been trying to go through and capture new footage of games as they're mentioned, instead of like showing blurry screenshots, which was what the DVDs did. So they had me playing both Clock Tower and SOS for a little while.
Did they do Clock Tower 3?
I think they've done all of them.
Because I remember what it was that brought them to my mind semi-recently. My October game last year was Clock Tower 3, which that game was something. I enjoyed it, but
it was
quirky.
It was pretty funny. It was more funny than scary.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But I mostly liked it. The last boss, though, took forever. It was pretty tough. It was pretty goofy, though. I believe they were trying to like connect a lot of the Clock Tower lore in it. It was kind of like the equivalent of like Halloween 6, where they're like trying really hard to like build some sort of like lore with everything that has come thus far, yeah. And they kind of flail about and fail at it.
Yeah. Well, was that the last one?
The last, I don't think so. To be honest, I don't have a firm grasp of all the entries in the series and what came out where. But I've played that and the fan translation of the one on Super Famicom.
Got a $2 donation from IceCP03, who says, "A childhood game I never beat."
Oh well,
Thank you. You're gonna.
I'm gonna do my darndest. Oh, I forgot.
I see that Ben Brody up at the top there said that he just farted and got more than he bargained for.
Ooh,
and now he needs to change things. Welcome to the club.
Is that what happens when you get a certain age?
No, I'm just thought it would be funny to say it. I mean, my son's like pretty obsessed with the toilet humor these days. He's hit that point in his life where he's obsessed with toilet humor.
Mm-hmm.
Or
nothing wrong with a little bit of that.
Yeah, or as it's referred to as potty humor. Okay, Haunting Ground was supposed to be Clock Tower 4.
That's
supposedly.
right. That's right. Yeah, it gets really confusing.
So yeah, you got this. What did I end up getting at We Buy Games? I actually got a couple of like cheaper games. I got Ridge Racer Revolution, and Rage Racer. I'm not planning on doing anything Ridge Racer related. I just when I was playing Ridge Racer for the most recent episode, the games within games, I spent a while playing Ridge Racer. I thought, I'm gonna get those if I see them, and they had all three of them.
I actually the other thing I was considering streaming tonight was, for some reason, I've just kind of ended up buying a lot of driving games recently. I don't know why. And
whoa, what is that?
We got
do they have animated GIF?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty wild. It's like a pair. We got from David Ayrn. We got 10 CHFs.
It just says #1 fan.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Try and guess what Swiss francs.
Swiss francos. Or Franks. Not Francos. Franks. It's
the CH was making me think like Czech Republic or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you. That is fancy though.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much. But yeah,
it's pretty much $10.
But yeah, I've been buying like a lot of driving games recently for some reason. Like, I got like Outrun Coast to Coast.
Right.
At Retro World, as well as MRC, which I also streamed a tiny bit of. And on this trip to Cincinnati, I bought Ridge Racer 4. Daytona USA. And finally, I've been looking for it forever, even though I don't expect it to be good, the cruising game for
the Wii cruising game.
For the Wii, yeah. So I was very excited to finally find that in impeccable condition for $5. Not a rare game, just a game you just don't see. So I was actually thinking like maybe I'll just like play some of the driving games I've bought recently. But then I remembered my Saturn isn't hooked up right now, so. Because I had to move like where all my Sega stuff and the PC Engine was for some of the remodeling to run the new electricity circuit up, and to then like for the drywall to be patched there. How do I?
You can jump on top of that platform.
Oh yeah, the flat one. Yeah, I keep forgetting
that. Coffee Lover 239 in the chat says that the Cruisin' Wii is the Fast and Furious arcade game.
Really? I knew it wasn't like a true cruising game, but I forgot what the details were.
GameStack is asking if you like eating at Chipotle. You like it?
It's okay. Did this come up with Dave? We ate at Chipotle on our way back from Retro World, and I think I went on a little rant about how like it's kind of like the default of that style of like, Mexican food where you go down the line and tell them what you want to put on it.
Yeah.
But I feel it's like more expensive and no better than, you know, others like Moe's and stuff. There's a really good one in the Charlotte area called Sabor. Well, it's a little different because you don't really like go down the line and choose what you want, but it's a very similar type of thing in a way, and it's delicious. It's my favorite one. Now that one is actually it's probably about as much as Chipotle, if not a little less. And but its food is so good, it's worth it. But yeah, Chipotle, I mean, it's good. They don't have like like you have to pay extra for salsa. Like you can't just get salsa. Like you can get chips, but like Moe's and Sabor.
That's how they get you.
Moe's and Sabor have like free salsa bars. You get as much as you want. And like all these different choices they have, like, I don't know. I just, Chipotle, I mean, I had a burrito when I went with Dave. You know, it was very good. But I think it's overrated. Like it's the default of that kind of place. It's just, you know, it's fine.
Yeah. That's how they get you. That's where they make their money. Because nobody wants to eat that without salsa.
I think attackers.
We got $2 from Ben Brody, who says, if you could eat any food and have it be fat-free, I'm assuming what would it be?
Like would it taste like it wasn't fat-free?
Gosh. I just got a text message from my friend Chris, who's saying, who must be watching the stream. Hey, Chris, if you're watching. He says, this is some solid Chipotle talk, and says I need to go to Taco Hut. Taco Hut is a restaurant in the town that I grew up in.
You're wearing a Mighty Taco shirt. I was asking you about.
Yeah, Mighty Taco is kind of a Buffalo area taco place, and it's also very good.
Oh wait, did I actually hurt that thing?
But I mean, if Taco Hut was fat free, it'd be amazing. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what it would be. I mean, it would be like everything, basically.
I mean, I guess what's like the worst for you food that you want to eat the most?
Yeah. I mean, if cookies could be cookies, I mean, if all cookies or candy were good for me, it'd be amazing.
But see, what if it tastes like it was fat free though?
Listen, I am so used to fat free stuff in my life that it has nothing to do with any. Like I don't even
like
know
some
the difference.
Some...
I mean, if I could have everything, if I could have anything to be fat free, and it tasted like it was the full fat experience, it would be it would probably be whole milk, and I could just eat cereal all the time.
See, I would
love to have fat free tasting, or I would love to have full fat tasting fat free milk.
See, my mom bought skim milk for about as long as I could remember, and so like skim milk does not offend me whatsoever.
No. I mean, same. I'm so used to it at this point in my life.
Right, but I don't think the full fat milk experience is that amazing. It's just okay.
Well, I mean,
I always choose skim milk.
I would beg to differ at this point because, you know, my kids have whole milk and it's incredible.
I don't know if I would call it incredible. It's okay.
But Aaron Welsh is right. He says the carbs are what get you in the cereal, not the milk fat. I know. I mean, how about like milkshakes? I'd love a fat-free, full-fat milkshake. How about ice cream would be perfect for that then. I'd do ice cream.
Sure. Although I think, you know, whenever I go to my parents' house and have ice cream,
that's my final answer.
I rarely get ice cream like by myself, so it's usually like when I go to my parents' house, and I think my mom usually buys healthy ice cream. So, well, I don't know if healthy is the word, but I don't like this boss I'm about to fight.
Steffi, I drink almond milk basically exclusively now. And I mean it's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just you know, it's all right.
This boss is a big difficulty spike, and I don't like it. Never mind.
Aaron Ross, but I mean, so I would say ice cream is definitely my final answer for that. Almond cashew milk. Yeah, I mean, I love cashews in general. You like cashews?
They're okay.
Yeah, they're so they're so buttery tasting.
I prefer peanuts and pistachios.
Well, peanuts aren't technically nuts. They're beans.
Well, they serve the culinary purpose of nuts.
Yeah.
Just like tomatoes, you can call it a fruit all you want, but like from a culinary standpoint, it fits a vegetable role, in my opinion. Well, I think this is the second to last level, so remote control bolo. Let's see what that is like. Whoa. Okay, that's kind of awesome.
So you get a new weapon every level?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like bees. Like bees. So you're familiar with Kroger, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, they're the grocery store in your area. They were the grocery store when I lived in Ohio, but they have not been local to me since, 1994. But I'm still familiar with them. You've shown me pictures of how they have like cool game shirts and stuff sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, just some of the stores do. So they've gone through a recent rebranding, and they have these characters now that are
mascots.
Yeah, called the Kroji. And they kind of look like toy figures. They're kind of interesting looking, but apparently all the pictures of them, they almost look like CG toy characters.
Okay.
And they all are all surrounded by bees for some reason, because the person who designed them, I guess his big thing, like his signature thing in his art are bees.
Okay, why do they have to be bees?
I don't really understand it.
It's like, okay, why didn't you get someone who didn't have to have bees in their artwork,
Yeah.
He's like, no, I will not do this if I can't have bees.
Yeah. We got a 99-cent donation from Ben Brody, who I guess that must be a new thing. These faces.
They're actually pretty good faces, I think.
Yeah. This one is like a face with dollar signs in his eyes.
The way these falling platforms work is very weird.
Yeah, the Koji are kind of like an awkward cross as Satega Katiga. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying your name wrong. They're like an awkward cross between Gumby and that dentist elf from Rudolph. What level are you on? 4?
This is 5 out of, I believe, 6, so even if
Dang,
I do have to start over.
I could not beat this game when I was a kid.
But you only rented it.
Yeah.
Just one time?
But I mean, if you beat it in this stream, then that means that you would have beaten it in a quicker than a rental.
Yeah.
Ben Brody says that his favorite ice cream is butter pecan. I think we've talked about favorite ice creams before. Kroger has a really good ice cream that I like. It's called Unicorn Swirl. It's like pink and it has like blue cake frosting in it. It's pretty good. But my favorite is definitely cookies and cream.
I mean, I don't know if I could really say that, like, my favorite ice cream is, like, any particular, like, common one. Like, I kind of like experimental ice creams, especially ones that have chocolate in it in some form.
Yeah. What's the one that Graders has that's so good? They only have it a certain time of the year. Oh, I forgot what it was called. It's pretty good.
I visited Matt Lisi the other day, who is one of the guys behind Insurrection Industries, to do an interview for the documentary series. And he and his family lived in Ohio for a time. And
Oh, really?
And, you know, when I mentioned that I had just come back from Cincinnati, his wife was very excitedly talking about, like, oh, they've got Grader's ice cream up there.
Do you know where in Ohio?
I think they were in Cleveland. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
If, I believe she had maybe been in somewhere in the Ohio area before then, though. But I don't know if Grader's is in Cleveland or not. But
Oh, you got Smoke Monsters in the chat.
oh, welcome.
Good to see you.
This is a weird enemy.
Looks like something out of Mystic Defender. Man, you got Mystic Defender, didn't you?
I got that at Long Island, and then I got Spellcaster
Okay.
in Florence.
You should definitely stream Mystic Defender.
I almost did, but then I streamed eSWAT instead, and I was discouraged by how difficult it seemed. It was harder than I thought it would
Well,
be.
I think that Mystic Defender is tougher than eSWAT.
Yeah, well, I haven't played a lot of Mystic Defender. I've just played like one level of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It'll probably take you several tries to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. I already think you're farther in this game than I ever got.
I mean, it's
The whole idea that I was better at
overly
games as a kid is such a myth. You can jump on. Remember, you can jump straight up. Oh, it's got a little conveyor belt. That must have been a hassle to make. It's just like, we're gonna make these tiny little conveyor belts.
Those little red, tall rat-looking enemies make me think of those enemies in they're like the first enemies in the dungeon in Zelda 2.
Well, I think if you finish this, then you should play some Mystic Defender.
Oh, okay. What about Spellcaster?
They're only part of the same series. There's no relation
gameplay.
And there's
I mean, the gameplay is
No,
kind of different, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean there's certain aspects that are similar, the way you charge up your shots and stuff like that, but it's probably not. You don't need to feel like you need to play one before the other, especially since they're the U.S. versions.
I mean, is there any story connection in the U.S. version? I mean, I know it's like a manga in Japan, but they're like rebranded. Like, is it the same character in the U.S. version or not?
No, I mean there's no. It doesn't even. No, it's not the same character. It's
so they're treated like different series here.
Yeah, not even serious, just standalone games. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of what I mean.
In Japan, it's called Kujaku-o. Kujaku-o. Whoa. And I was going to do a video on that series a long time ago, and I actually had both games completely captured, and it's just they're sitting on a hard drive now.
Well,
I'd be curious to see how many other YouTube people out there have entire games captured for or material for an entire video that they end up not doing anything with.
This is tough.
Yeah, it's a weird little. Jeez.
And there's ice right there. on those little platforms.
That's pretty rough. Oh, that's right. Disney Plus. I don't think it comes out in the U.S. though until next week. I've thought about it. I really want to.
I feel like it's going to be almost kind of unavoidable.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it is avoidable, but ever since the stupid Little Mermaid live last week, my daughter wants to watch The Little Mermaid 2, which is like a direct-to-video sequel. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what does like get a month of Disney Plus and you can watch it on there? How about that instead?
I have no idea if I've seen that. I'm pretty sure I've seen the Return of Jafar though.
Oh really? Yeah, I don't think
I've seen that. Are there any Lion King sequels? I don't think I've seen any of those.
There is. There's like the Lion King, like 1/2 or something like that.
1/2?
It's got a really weird name.
Oh, is it like when like Simba's with like Timon and Pumbaa for however long?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm almost out of time. And when I got into that room, I was like, oh man, there's tons of time in this room. It was a huge room though, and difficult.
But I'll probably end up getting it. I think you can do it. You can combine it with, like, there's a deal for that in Hulu for 12 and ESPN Plus, which I don't really care about that, but I mean, Hulu makes it worth it, I think, along with it for $12.99.
I don't. Oh, I see. I can just brute force this.
But I don't think it launches in the U.S. until...
Okay, that should not be.
Oh, you're
hard.
close.
Yeah.
Oh, it comes out. So it comes out. Starts Tuesday in the U.S. Is it gonna be like its own app, or is it part of something? Yeah, I mean, it was a discussion between my wife and I, saying like, do we even need this? Because now there's just way too many streaming services, and it's silly. I mean, it just seems like I just can't imagine having that much stuff I wanted to watch. Jeez, this guy is like, he's getting you, isn't he? I feel like you did better that first time.
I did better the
like...
first time. I maybe just like punching just as I can get ahead of it faster. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to use a special weapon this time.
Okay.
I feel like that's...
Yeah, I think you just get ahead of him.
There's no way to like use my hair on him, which I think might be stronger, but I'm not sure. I don't know why I did so much better that first time.
Yeah, I tried jumping after he shoots his blast.
Yeah, but the problem is he closes up right away. There's like no time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did so good that first time. Oh, I had more HP the first time.
Interesting.
I don't really understand how, like,
oh my gosh. Is it like full on game over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
I thought you had one more continue for some reason.
No.
That's okay. But now you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, there's some sort of like, you get like bonus health and chip power at the end of a room, and I don't really know how that's calculated. For the most part, the bosses haven't been too tough, though. Like, it's actually almost like you can kind of just go at them. It's like, you know, you'll come out ahead, even if you like take some damage in most cases, it seems.
Right.
At one boss, though, I don't really see how, like, I can reasonably dodge his attack and still have time to hit him.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan G in the chat says, 25 years ago, I didn't get a PS1 for Christmas. This year, I bought myself a complete in box SCPH 1001 off eBay, and I'm not opening it until December 25th. That's kind of fun.
So I'd be curious if the chat has any thoughts. the physical Switch version of A Hat in Time came out the other day. I played a bit of it last night, and it was kind of bad. Like, I was under the impression people kind of liked that game. I thought, on the whole, I got the impression it was better received than Yooka-Laylee, and it's not even close to Yooka-Laylee. Like, Yooka-Laylee is way better. Like, it just...
Yeah, I don't know.
It just does not come across as that good of a game to me.
I don't know. Mine's not getting delivered till tomorrow, but
You kind of wish you didn't pre-order it now?
No, I mean, I would have gotten it anyways. I think. I don't really care. I mean,
what's interesting is it's got this.
Did it have a patch?
I'm not sure if it had a patch, but
I heard something about how
it does
they never
have
patched
It does have DLC that took a really long time to download.
I heard something about how they've never patched the game or something like that.
Like on any system?
Yeah.
I mean,
Even
it's
stuff they
got
had
DLC. There's a voucher for DLC in the package. So I had to download that, and it took a really long time.
Sefi says that it's really, really glitchy and wonky on PS4, but PS4 and the Xbone were apparently done by different people, which is why it can't get DLC or patches.
Huh. I wonder if that DLC that it's called like Seal the Deal. I wonder if that's so that is that not on PS4 or Xbox? That'd be weird.
I guess not if it's done by different people.
But yeah, what's interesting though is it's got this like super intense motion blur effect that's like I've never seen anything like it on Switch really. Like not that heavy. And because the motion blur is so strong, I haven't really been able to eyeball whether it's 60 frames or not, but I think it is. The resolution is really low though. It's like noticeably very low.
Right, I heard that too.
But I think it's 60 frames. I think with a really intense motion blur. But again, with the motion blur, it's just kind of hard for me. I'm not like I'm no John Lennon, you know. So if you have something like motion blur and not a lot of lateral movement, I'm not very good at eyeballing 60 frames to be honest. Because I'm just not that picky about frame rate to be honest. It's except for like 2D. I mean, if it's like a side scroller game and it's not 60 frames per second, that often does look pretty wrong. Unless it's a really slow paced game, then it's kind of whatever to me. But I just don't like the way it's designed. It's just not very fun or visually appealing, really. Like the art that goes with the game is like really nice looking, but like the actual in-game graphics just aren't that. There's just a rough feel to it. I mean, Yooka-Laylee is so much better.
Tony Galvin was wondering if we had talked about Death Stranding yet.
Well, I don't want to hear any of your thoughts whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm starting it tomorrow on the Backloggery stream. I know.
I feel like that's such a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Drum and Lynn want me to do it. Drum says he's seen the beginning of the game and he's like, it's fine. You can, it's stream it. Like, they wanted me to. That's what they wanted, so I'm going to do it.
Really, that's very surprising. I mean,
I know you told me the first 2 hours there was very little gameplay, but whatever. I guess we're just going, experience whatever weirdness it is live on stream.
I'll be.
But yeah. Anyway, don't say no more.
Okay.
No more. But yeah, I'm trying to go in as blind as possible. And that's just how it is. And you did too, but you have started it.
Yes, I'm about 3 hours in. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. I did hear something like it might be a good idea to like move quickly through the first couple of chapters. But
yeah,
I just saw that scrolling through some text online. And
well, I think that's basically what I have. I mean, it's.
Don't say anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, I wasn't sure. Like, I had kind of reached a point last night. I was like, I don't know if this is what it's going to be like the entire game. So I kind of looked up just what general people were saying about it, and they were saying that there is a point where it gets a bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
yeah, I saw something. I saw something like it gets a lot better with like chapter 3 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm on chapter 2, so I'm gonna see what I think at that point. And what I will say, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about the game. It's very much, it's
Kojima.
It's a Kojima game, and there's certain aspects about it that I think that have never annoyed me in Kojima games, but kind of annoy me here. Maybe it's just that it's been a while since I played one.
I mean, I'll be interested in what I think, because I really don't like Metal Gear Solid 5 very much.
Well, I mean, based on what I've played so far, I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 the story is bad. And just it just takes too long, but the gameplay is incredible. In Metal Gear Solid 5. I
feel like I've cooled on the gameplay in it though, just because it goes on for way too long and kind of became not fun anymore, I think.
See, I mean, that's just looking at it from a point of view of you just wanted the
I wanted the game to be over.
You wanted the game to be over, and I think that if you didn't have a desire of the typical Metal Gear Solid story, that you probably would not have minded it lasted so long.
Maybe,
but I mean, I'm curious to see how the gameplay in this evolves, because gameplay in Metal Gear Solid 5 is king for that game. That is the best part about it. And I'm not sure if this can even come close to having anything that's remotely open-ended and fun as that.
Well, I'm not holding Metal Gear Solid 5's gameplay to any particular standard.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll be interested to see how the gameplay changes in chapter 3. And I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that is not.
You should stop. You should stop.
Okay, I just want to say that there's a lot of information on screen at one time that a lot of times you don't even know what the heck is going on.
It sounds like something Kojima would do. I mean, I give Kojima a lot of free passes.
Yes,
because
I do too.
The ridiculousn's and obtuseness of his stuff is also kind of part of the appeal.
I guess. Really quick, we got a $2 donation from Ben Brody, who says, "Did you know that Kojima did not work on Space Harrier?" I think that might be right. I don't think that he did.
Did not.
He did not work on it.
I think that might be true.
But I mean, I was thinking, I saw somebody tweet yesterday saying that the the Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid, Snatcher and Police Knots Kojima is the best Kojima, and I think I would probably definitely agree with that.
Well, I mean, up to this point, there's hardly been any other Kojima.
Right, but what I'm saying is that, like, there is, like, with Metal Gear Solid 2, there is a very, very obvious change.
Oh, you mean Metal Gear Solid 1 specifically?
Yes, like, kind of like there is a very apparent change in
See, I mean, I have not played
like
Snatcher
in complexity
and Police Knots.
I mean, there's a very easy to see change in the like in terms of complexity and.
I don't know. I kind of like that, and I've always liked Metal Gear Solid 2, and like how ridiculous it kind of is.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it just.
But like Metal Gear Solid 3 is a lot more grounded, but the gameplay systems can be complex. But like, I feel like a lot of times, like with like some of those like really complex gameplay systems, like it's not necessarily anything that I will utilize, but I kind of like just the fact or the idea that they are there, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like, you know, karma systems in a game, or I mean, not even like karma systems necessarily, but like I think of like, you know, like a Bethesda RPG. And I really like the fact that like I could like just like kill a bunch of characters, but like I don't want to. Like you know, I always play a goody two shoes in games like that. But like something about the fact that the world works that way, that you have the option or ability to do those things, makes the world feel very tangible and real to me, and that's interesting. But again, like that, you know, it's the same thing with like a lot of these weird, like obscure systems that you might be able to do in a Kojima game. But you know, it's not something I'm likely to actually take advantage of.
Well, either way,
you should stop.
I'm interested to see where it's going to go. I didn't have an immediate reaction of like, oh, this doesn't sound like something like a game I want to play. But I'm happy I have an idea, like if I can see what happens in Chapter 3, if that changes it for me a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I am not expecting to like take an immediate shine to it or anything. You know, I'm definitely expecting it to be.
I mean, it is a slow burn, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. That's
yeah. I'm expecting that.
And but I mean, at the same time, you know, you think about how Metal Gear Solid 5 really wore out its welcome, because that was a slow burn as well. And I wonder if the slow burn of the gameplay of Death Stranding will be at least as appealing as the slow burn was in the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5.
I mean, the slow burn in Metal Gear Solid, I mean, the way the story unfolded in Metal Gear Solid 5 was unappealing, mostly because of what came before, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if had it been a new thing, you know, no real expectations, then, you know, I don't think I would have thought as badly of it. Now, you know, you just, you know, one of the things you picked up for me that I picked up from your house this week was the PS4 version of Zone of the Enders 2, which...
yeah. But have you ever played it? Have you finished it or anything?
No, I for some reason I always meant to get it back in the day, and I just I didn't.
So have you never played it?
Oh, I played it. I played the PS3 version on the collection, and I don't know. I just don't know why, but I couldn't finish it. Like I was not feeling it at all, and that surprised me because I liked the first one. And
the second one like crushes the first.
I know, and that's why I was just so confused. Like was I just not in the right frame of mind? Like I felt like the camera was bad. I was having difficulty controlling. I had difficulty understanding what to do in a lot of the situations. Like I was not enjoying myself. And I know like the first game is like so basic, like there's just not a lot of variety and not a lot going on. It's extremely short. But I've always liked the first one. I've probably played it, I don't know, 3 times maybe. Like I like it. And I just don't, that's why I was willing to give it another try, because I was just so confused by the fact that I wasn't liking it. Maybe I think John said that like the VR mode wasn't that good, but like maybe I'll try it in VR and see if that like changes anything. Cause like, I want to say a big part of it was like something about like the camera, or I felt really disoriented or something. I remember just being confused, like not knowing what to do, where to go, how to control. I just remember feeling like kind of lost for some reason.
Well, I mean, I have only played through it one time, and that was when the day it came out. I played through the whole game in one sitting.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool.
I love the shiny cover on it on the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Like it's just a really cool. It's a particularly cool shine. Like there's like some depth to the shine.
Right.
I don't know how else
there is. It's got a great soundtrack, and it also has a Space Armada level, which is my thing. So, which has awesome music on that level too.
Oh, I'm out of chip. I have no idea how to beat that thing if you run out of power when it goes on the ceiling.
Yeah, save your chip.
I know, but like I only have so much.
Maybe just avoid it. It'll drop back down.
I haven't seen it do that to my recollection. I mean, I'll stay away from it a bit, but I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's possible. There's only 2 continues. Why does the PS4 version of Zone of the Enders 2 say Mars on the box? Is that like an extra mode or something?
No, I think that has something to do with a storyline point, I think.
Like, but that's not on the other versions, is it? It just says
no.
Zone of the Enders 2 or Zone of the Enders, the second runner, Mars.
Right, it probably stands for something for this version, but I think that the Mars is like I don't remember exactly, but it's like a plot point. I think that, like, I mean, I don't remember exactly, but there is a Game Boy Advance game that has Mars in the title, I think, too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Game Boy Advance game.
It's MVRS, so the A is upside down for VR.
Yeah, but I see. No, your duck in this game is not very effective. Like, there's a lot of things that look like should go over you when you're ducking, but they don't.
QVC had a price mistake on PSVR for $80 today. I was recently I was on Amazon, and Amazon had a home shopping network type live stream going.
Really?
I was like, I can get in this. I just had it on. I mean, there's something strangely nostalgic about home shopping network programming. Like, I used to think it was so cool to watch QVC, especially when they would have game stuff on, like back in the day. Because
I didn't know they did.
Oh, every once in a while they would have game stuff, and like as I said before, like shows and stuff like that were the only opportunity to see these games in action before they came out. Or it was just something that you wanted to see that was new that you didn't rent or anything like that. I got a $2 donation. We got a $2 donation from Tony Galvin saying, "Are you guys getting a new Pokemon still?" You're getting it.
I mean, you have no attachment to Pokemon.
No.
I mean, I have absolutely nothing against the no national decks. I don't care about that one bit. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to Pokemon on a proper mainline Pokemon on a console. I mean, that's something I've always wanted. So yeah, I mean, I tend to skip every other generation, but I'm definitely getting this one. Although I'm not going to have time to get into it right now, so I'm thinking about just like picking it up and just giving it to my parents and saying, hold on to this until Christmas. Maybe they'll pay me back for it. I don't know. But I'm not getting rid of my pre-order because I've got, the $48. I'm locked into the Gamers Club price.
Right. Yeah, I have no interest whatsoever. I've never played any Pokemon game more than a couple hours.
Oh, I didn't know you'd even done that.
I tried, I think it was Soul Silver when it came out, and I was like, I'm going to give this one a shot, and did not like it.
I forget if I said this on the stream before, but I kind of forgot that I had done this until I booted up my Alpha Sapphire save to record 3DS footage, and I kind of played by the rules of like how Pokemon trainers actually do things in the game world, where they like very few Pokemon trainers that you run across in the game actually use like a variety of Pokemon types. Mm-hmm. Like they always use like the same type. And like I had played only with grass types Pokemons. Dual types of course were allowed, but at least one of the types of the Pokemon had to be grass. So I might do that again with Sword or Shield, whichever one I get. I've both pre-ordered, but I'm going to give Drum and Lin, or not give. They're going to buy the other one off of me.
Right.
So yeah. Don't know.
Is this the same level you're on, or is
this the last, or the second to last? This is as far the level that I died on.
Okay. Well, the reason I didn't know how long Death Stranding was going to be, but I've heard somebody saying it's a 50-hour game.
I guess it doesn't surprise me.
Which that's what made me think about the whole wearing out its welcome. Like Metal Gear Solid 5 did. Okay, I see here now. We got a $3 donation from Christopher Miller. Thank you. Says keep doing what you do.
Will do.
Yeah. We'll keep on keeping on. So this week, I mean, even though now everyone's done a video of it, it's probably almost not worth it. But I was sent one of those Neo Geo Arcade Stick Pros, and I'm gonna shoot a mini on it, but I'm gonna do it with John Linneman this time, because I mean you.
I would have very little to add,
and yeah, and it's not like something you have. I mean, you have very little Neo Geo experience.
Yeah, I haven't. I certainly haven't used that Neo Geo device. Although
Yeah.
I did just order an MV1C.
Nice.
Yesterday or the day before. Because I bought Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug X, and Metal Slug 3 from Artemio when he was here.
I don't know how it stacks up to the Capcom one, because I haven't tried that one, but I mean the Arcade Stick Pro, it does. I mean, it's all right.
It's only fighting games.
It's only fighting games, which is, I understand why they're doing that with this, but I think that's I know they're supposedly going to have a way to add games to it, but I think that only putting fighting games in the box was a bad move. And it has the worst scanline filter I think I've ever seen.
You showed me pictures. It's pretty bad, but like the just sharp pixel scaling looks pretty solid.
It's decent. Yeah.
Is it 720p?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's been decent scanline filters. I mean,
of course.
Yeah, but this is the worst scanline filter I think that I've ever seen.
I'm still impressed with that Kunio collection. Like the features on that were just incredible.
But I guess, this is an improvement over the Neo Geo Mini, which is just bad all around in terms of video output. But the selection of games on that
is better.
Is much better, yeah.
But you can use the stick with it, right?
Yeah, but you're still forced to deal with.
Can you use the stick as just like a Switch or PS4 or Xbox controller?
It has a PC mode on it. It has two PC modes. And my big thing was like, I wonder if I can get this to work with my undammed what is it, the Neo Geo arcade style input to USB, and it sees it in a certain mode, but the stick doesn't talk to it correctly. It gives me the green light on the undammed thing, but the lights on the controller just flash. It would be cool if like maybe that works at some point in the future. But I mean, just like I don't know, like it's the actual device itself physically is very cool. I mean, it's huge. It's very solid feeling. It's got like a headphone jack on it. I mean, it in general, physically, the device is pretty good.
How much does it cost?
It's $130, I think.
Mm.
But the games on it are definitely not worth it. And I mean, like I like fighting games, but this is just way too many fighting games for me, especially since one person is forced to play with the CD style controller.
The CD style control?
Yeah, the Neo Geo CD style gamepad.
Oh, it comes with one?
No, you can buy it. It uses the same kind of controller. You can attach controllers to it that are used with the Neo Geo Mini.
I mean,
the Neo Geo Mini is cool. Like the screen on it's pretty cool. And you know, I think my kids will like that. But the stick itself, at least it's got micro switch input on the stick. But yeah, I mean, it's just I wish I was more excited about it, but I mean, if they had better games on it, it'd at least be a lot more interesting. I mean, we don't need it has 20 games on them, and like a quarter of those games are King of Fighters games.
Whoa, is this the boss?
It looks like a lot of like blood and guts there.
What am I supposed to actually be hitting? There's definitely going to be another form, so I'm probably wasting my good weapon, but...
Yeah. What if that was it?
That'd be amazing.
No. Yeah. I got $1.99 from Gaming Below. It just says, ever used Mednafen for Saturn? Just tried, amazing. No, but we get a lot of comments saying
We haven't in a while, but it was kind of almost a joke for a while.
Yeah, saying just use Mednafen instead of playing on a real Saturn. Yeah, that's what I mean is saying Rub is saying Capcom a good variety on their stick. First AVP is released in the home market. I mean, yeah, it's there's I mean, I just feel like the games included here are dumb. I mean, it's essentially there's 20 games, but it's just like King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, and Art of Fighting. And like every game in those series.
I have basically not booted Smash Brothers since Terry went live. I guess he, no matter like how you land or which way you're moving, you're always facing the enemy, which sounds kind of interesting. Cool. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like when there's multiple characters.
But if they made the way to add games easy, like if you could, It would be cool if you could connect the Neo Geo Mini to the USB port on the arcade stick, and it would just like unlock those games on there. Like that'd be a cool way to do it. And at least you would have a lot more options. Well, that's... Oh, I thought that was... take it down. It seemed like it was doing more damage to you. Or damage to it.
It was doing pretty good, but then this thing is like super hard to hit without a special weapon. Like, almost impossible. This first form's not a problem, really, though.
Yeah, it seems like you're pretty good.
If I don't...
You can exchange chips for health and vice versa during boss fights?
Yes. I read that somewhere. You do it when you pause.
Is that like a
I don't know if it's... I don't know if it... I mean, it doesn't really... It sounds like a feature. Like, I think you just, like, pause the game and then hit, like, up and down on the D-pad or something. Is that right? It sounds like a feature. I don't know if it's in the manual or not, though. But that would definitely be helpful in this fight. Like, I read that as a feature, not a cheat. Because you're just managing your resources that you already have. Like, you're not, like, getting something you don't have, you know?
Yeah, just press pause and press up or down.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a code or a cheat to me.
Right. That is not a cheat if it's like that.
Well, I don't know if this is the final form or not. Or if that will be the final form, but...
Do you have any more continues?
I think so. I feel like I'm probably going to have to attack that big body or whatever, head, whatever that is, directly. But it's not an attackable target in the first or second phase.
I don't know. Maybe not. Did it crack when you beat that part?
I don't know.
Because there's that crack on it.
Yeah, I see. Ooh. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's not even enough. Oof. I mean, that's a pretty power-hungry ability. I might need to try use something else, but then it would require quite a bit of accuracy.
I gotta run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. No, that crack is already there to begin with. does take several hair whips to actually do any damage. Alright, let's try this ability. It probably also uses a lot of power, though. I don't know if it might be stronger. It's certainly less accurate. Yeah, that's not working out. I wonder if there's like a safe spot to stand. Seems promising. Well, in general, that might be relatively safe. But within a range, anyway.
All right.
This is going to be really hard. Oh, it put me back at
Oh man.
round 5. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's not great. Oh, I might have to look up some tips for that boss. Like you can be semi-safe, like kind of almost directly under him and just to the side a bit. But
I'm gonna look it up. Last boss of this level is super easy if you go in with a lot of health and save up all your chips for the next boss.
well, I kind of don't want to use any chips on the level 5 boss.
Right. But now you know if you just had so many chips for that, you could just like pound it with the bees. Not the bees.
Yeah, that's true.
It says, okay, now for part 2, this can also be rather easy, especially if you have a very large supply of chips.
Well,
If you go nuts with the quantum bomb, as it really helps against the virus here. It can make short work of this form. If you don't have basically near full chips, don't do this, and instead save them for life, and instead attack him with your Kabuki hair or even fusion gun if possible. Try to dodge his triple laser. He uses 3 times, and you should have enough time. Should be good enough to beat him. He is only vulnerable when the little part of his...
Yeah, the little face comes out to shoot you.
To fire the triple laser. So hit him then. Keep it up, and he'll eventually fall. And guess what? You've won. Congratulations on beating Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Now sit back and watch the ending. And after the credits roll, check out the sound test.
Okay. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Not that the music is particularly amazing.
No. If you have a very large amount of fusion bombs, do you know which one is a fusion bomb?
I think it's the last ability. It looks like dynamite, but I haven't really used it much. I thought it was Or no, not the last one, but it's the one that looks like dynamite, I think. But I assumed you had to like actually make contact with it, which doesn't sound possible. So maybe you don't. I don't know. So it doesn't mention the bees at all, huh? I mean, that kind of seems like a viable option to me.
Yeah, but you didn't really try the other ones.
No, but I don't want to risk. I mean, why don't you read about the special abilities? If he probably has like a list of them somewhere.
Let's see.
Ah.
So do you even know what's happening in the storyline of this?
Some sort of virus invaded some sort of defense system, something.
Okay, weapons. Kabuki hair, punch, kick, fireball, super fireball, aka energy gun X2. Weapon named Fusion Gun. Gained after beating round 2, this weapon releases 3 giant fireballs in 3 directions. 1 diagonal up, 1 diagonal down, and 1 straight forward. Very useful for hard to hit enemies, or if some of them are spread out and you want to attack them all in one shot. Though, don't always rely on it. Stick with the super fireball if anything. Chips used per attack, 2. Quantum Bomb, gained after beating round 3. This weapon is a stick of dynamite that releases a fairly large blast radius that once it hits any enemy object. Very useful for taking out large areas of enemies and good on bosses for massive amounts of damage.
Wait.
Now,
Say again about the what? The bomb?
The yeah. It's when you get after round 3.
Okay, and what does it say about it?
It just says that it's a stick of dynamite that releases a fairly large blast radius once it hits an enemy or object. It's very useful for taking out a large area of enemies and good on bosses for massive amounts of damage. But not something you want to consistently rely on.
Gosh darn it. Using up a lot of energy trying to get up here. So I'm having trouble with these mouths.
Wow, there's 500 people watching?
Really? Why? How? is that a record?
Jeez. it's up there. I can't believe it. Dang.
Of all games.
Let's see. Okay, so the last one you got is the remote control bolo. That's hard to say. Remote control bolo.
Yeah, it's the
weapon's
bees.
actually. Oh, okay, yeah.
What was it? What does the fact writer think of that one?
It's actually rather weaker than even the fireball, but just by a little bit. When released, it homes in on enemies and repeatedly slashes them for a little while. So the damage isn't great. It does get in a lot of attacks before disappearing. But other than that, don't use it. There's better weapons to use your chips on, and that uses 4 chips per attack.
So it's kind of expensive. Yeah, I figured it was.
So if you save your chips, So you want me to see what it says again? I think you had it you had it down pretty good of how to beat the first form.
Yeah, the first form's not a problem.
So it's saying to use, you go nuts with a quantum bomb.
On the second form?
Yes.
Okay. I just don't really understand how it works. How many blips does it use?
Less than the bees. Blips? You mean chips?
Yeah, bits of power, whatever.
Let's see. That uses 3.
Let's see. Takes a while to get the first form down because he has high defense, but its attack is very easy to avoid.
Yeah, this part seems really easy.
Yeah, it just takes a little time. You can't get greedy.
Yeah. It's got to be cool.
Does the fact writer say anything about actually using those platforms? Because they seem dangerous.
Yeah. This guy is really easy. Save your chips for the part 2 of this guy. He is much harder than. Basically, just go under the virus and wait until he throws his fireballs out and then attack his head with your Kabuki.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I mean, it's pretty obvious that's the way to go.
I think with the bomb, that you can probably keep your distance, and
that I'm not sure about, because its range actually doesn't look that amazing from the little bit I tried it. Let's see. Oh, I missed. Oh, I'm out. Okay. Ah, I just wasted one.
oh man,
Ah, I wasted another. I'm screwed.
you threw it off the screen, didn't you?
Oof.
But you know how to do it, though.
I know how to do it. I'm just going to have to be a lot more... I just got hit right off the bat. Nothing worse than something so pointlessly easy that you have to do, you know, before you can get to the hard part.
Oh, we got a new patron.
Ooh.
Shant just pledged $1.
Well, thank
Welcome.
you.
I think I just saw we got an email from them as well. It seemed like, I think you are close, though. I mean, if you can make every single one of your dynamites count, then you'll probably be okay.
I just have no clue how I would ever hit him without special ability, though, you know?
Yeah. Here we go. Don't throw me off screen.
Yeah, and don't throw any prematurely either.
Right.
Well, that one didn't quite connect. And sometimes you just get stuck on that platform even though you don't want to.
Right.
Well. I threw it too early. I just don't... Ugh. I don't like how they don't give you, like, full chips when you get a new life, you know?
It says, don't rush them. This is what CS451 says. Don't rush them. Dodge 3 attack and attack at the pause.
Does he not go away immediately after the third attack?
No.
Because I feel like I would do the most damage. I would have the most opportunities for him to be hit if I throw early.
He does, but hit him just before he starts his next set. So that makes sense. So throw it before he pops out. I feel like he died quicker that time.
Yeah, maybe.
Are you?
I can't.
Oh, you're so close.
I know. Is there any... What only uses two things?
A fireball?
Which fireball?
I don't know.
Well,
The little one probably only uses one.
Yeah, but it's extremely weak.
If you hair whip, you can probably hair whip them and be able to take 2 hits.
It's really hard to actually hit it.
I
don't think I've ever hit it with a hair whip.
If you jump in before he pops out, you probably just need to hair whip him one time.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh. All right, here we go. This has to be the time.
Don't let him hit you first off here.
Yeah. kind of moving his neck in weirdly far, which is not giving me as much dodging space as I would like, because I don't know where I would get hit on the body.
Right. But I mean, if you can not get hit at this beginning here, that gives you just a teeny little bit more life.
Yeah, I got a little better at dodging the second form's attack that time. One trick I think is to stay close to the left edge of the screen.
Yeah.
As much as possible, because you don't want to be where you're going to accidentally grab onto that platform. I mean, those platforms are just bad. Like, I don't even know what they're for.
Yeah. So Amazon had Kingdom Hearts 3 for $13 today.
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Was it a flop? I mean, I can't imagine it did bad. It just it seemed like it really went down in price like crazy.
I kind of got the impression that it was maybe considered too little too late in a sense. But now's not the time to talk about that. I haven't played it yet. I haven't.
It was not well received, I guess.
Oh, what? I guess I just need to move a little forward to actually throw it.
You got a $5 donation from Joshua Helmicke. He says CS451 is right about the 3-shot thing. If you stand right under him while he is shooting,
we can't talk right now.
Okay.
Okay, what? 3-shot thing. If you stand right under him while he is shooting,
I feel like you
then throw your bomb. I mean, I don't know. I feel in some ways, honestly, like I'm safer toward the edge of the screen because the spread is wider there.
I think you just do what you feel is right now. I'm serious. Just do the...
Yeah. I mean, I'm close here.
I mean, this is your last chance. We don't want to try a new approach.
Yeah. I've only got one more shot. Wow.
Oh, good.
That was it.
It's a bad end.
I guess so. I mean, nothing says I can't just do it again, but I don't know.
Unless you wanted to do we're gonna do an afternoon stream and wrap it up tomorrow, really quick.
I don't know. But definitely really, really close. Like, I mean, I should obviously do it again before... I mean, it only took 2 attempts to get that far, you know?
Yeah.
So, that wasn't too bad. Oh, well.
Well, I mean... if you wanted to try it tomorrow afternoon, we should just do it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what I'm feeling.
I think it'd be worth a shot.
Nah, we don't do save states. That's... I could not mark it beat on my backloggery in good conscience.
Yeah, you're not actually beating it.
No.
If you're just...
I mean, I'm not, you know, if y'all use save states, you know, I'm not going to say nothing about no one's choice on how they play games. That's not how I like to play games, though. I like to play by the original rules.
That's right.
Level select code, I'm not into those either.
Right.
You know, maybe if you want to like practice a level or something, but even then I tend to not really do that. I could see myself doing that for like a particularly tough game. But like if I was going to mark it beat, then I would still like start from the beginning. So yeah, I guess after all that, it's probably a little. I probably sapped all my energy just like feeling so close there. So it's probably too much to start another right now. But thanks for everyone for stopping by. Thanks.
We've never had such a. We've never come so close and
not succeeded.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Yeah,
it happens. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching this week. I mean, I can't believe how many people came and watched Kabuki.
It's nuts.
But 5:36. Ben Brody's like, you can't end like this.
I mean, part of me almost feels that way. I mean,
what?
I mean, like there's 536 people watching, and I'm just like quitting.
It's true. I mean, I don't know. You had it. I think that if you went there and I bet you could get there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you could have it beat within 30 minutes.
Should I just do it? I mean,
should he do it? I mean, everyone's saying do it. You can do it.
$2 for Castlevania. I don't know. I think I'm too far down the path of like maybe I should just do it.
You've got this. Third time's a charm. Do it. Don't be a quitter. Do it. Do it. Please.
Well,
he's gonna do it.
I guess I should. I guess I should just do it.
Save our planet before it's reduced to a pile of cinders. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So what do we talk about?
I don't know.
I mean, we can't talk about Death Stranding. I finished River City Girls this week.
Oh yeah, that seemed to go pretty quickly from you saying it was really hard to you having it beat.
It starts out being pretty tough, but then I realized how the stat increases work through eating food.
Oh, so it is like River City Ransom then.
You do get stat increases for the first time you eat a food at a restaurant or whatever. So it increases your stats permanently. So that's something I didn't realize, is that you can permanently increase your stats. And I went back and ate one of everything that I hadn't eaten already.
Well,
so keep that in mind when you play it. So
okay, that's a good compromise then, because like the original River City Ransom, like you can just eat something endlessly as far as I recall, and it will continue to increase your stats, which is one of the things I really liked about the game. Just like, you know, you were kind of saving up for, you know, all this food and stuff. Like I really liked how powering up in that game worked. Something about it just seemed very cool to me for some reason. And the Kunio game I played on 3DS, River City Showdown? What's it called? River City
Showdown was the most recent one, but there's another one.
Or Rival Showdown. That. What was the other one? River City Tokyo Rumble.
Okay. Right.
So I played that one, and like food, there was like a permanent increase on some stat that honestly I didn't even understand what that stat did, which was kind of weird. And so I was kind of disappointed by that. Like, powering up was just kind of more boring in that game.
Right. Yeah.
See, we got a $1.99 from Daniel Nichols saying he's doing it. Yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it.
Doing it live.
550 people are watching now. Like, what the heck?
Now they know that you're going for it. Probably on YouTube front page right now.
You know what's, for some reason, just the number of people watching had me think about this really weird thing that happened once on the Backloggery stream, which is, on Twitch. We were playing something on the Switch, and I don't know, we beat it, or we stopped playing or something, and I booted up that free Kirby game just for the heck of it.
The one that just recently came out.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a free-to-play Kirby boss rush games. It's not really anything worth talking about, really. But the game name on Twitch was changed to that, and like all of these Kirby bots, I guess, like started pouring into the chat. like all these bots with like these different Kirby names. It was just kind of a weird thing.
Interesting.
I just have no idea what that was about.
We got a donation from Ben Brody saying it's happening, and $4.99 from our good friend Scott Davis says go for it, try, with a hand and a muscle arm and a live long and prosper hand sign from Star Trek. I assume that's what it means, but it's like,
I noticed that you added a significant number of Star Trek movies to the Voodoo.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them.
We got 2 donations from Dominic Rinaldi. I hope that they both say the same thing. I'm hoping that you didn't accidentally hit it twice and it went through twice. I think that if that happened, I think that there's a way to
undo it. Yeah, someone made a donation
how,
mistake once before, and they were able to correct it.
Yeah, and Dominic says, "Dang son, didn't know you guys did streaming. Thanks for all your hard work."
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Regardless of what your donation intent was there, whether you made a mistake or not, feel free to correct it if you did mean to only donate once. Thank you very much. But yeah, we stream we're super consistent with our streaming.
Yeah.
Like, we very rarely.
I mean, we've been streaming for what, like 4 years now, 4.5 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 4 years, I'd say, at this point, and maybe over 4 years. But I think we've only missed about like max 10 streams in that entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, we've streamed, our playlist of it is like 220 live streams, which is insane, really. And there was somebody who watched them all, like in reverse order.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I can't remember who it was. It was somebody in our Discord, like, went back and watched them all. I think it might have been PSX Sausage, but I might be wrong. Watched them all. That's a huge time commitment.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that, but I'm impressed. We were playing like Zombie Revenge on New Year's Eve, weren't we?
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
Right.
Didn't make it out there this year.
Outdoors Inspired is asking if we have any Litecoin. I think the only thing that The only thing that we have is BAT and Ethereum. Those are the only things that we have in terms of cryptocurrency. I don't really understand how it works. We just have it. I was using the Brave browser, or I have been using the Brave browser to get the BAT, and I don't know. I just let that sit in there, and hopefully someday something will happen with it. What's your favorite scrolling shooter?
Scrolling shooter? Like
just like does it have to be vertical or horizontal?
I guess I'll say Life Force, because off the top of my head, it's the only one I can remember finishing. Although I really like Glay Lancer. I haven't finished it, though. I am not a huge shmup guy. I wish I was. It's a genre I feel I should like, but I am very intimidated by it. I don't know why.
I'm the same way with it. Like I get very intimidated.
I don't know why though, because I love run and gun games, and like I don't feel like necessarily intimidated by those.
Well, there is something about them that it feels so good when you finally finish them. I mean, Gradius 5 is such a good feeling to finally beat it. And another one that I really liked that took me a lot of attempts, but it was very rewarding to finish was R-Type Delta. But Mushihime-sama would definitely fit in there for sure. Yeah, you know, that's really one of the defining features for me is the music. If a shooter has good music, I'm more than likely to stick with it. Einhander is very good.
Oh yeah, I haven't beaten that, but I really like what I played of it.
But like I don't know what I would consider my favorite. Sandy's okay. She made an appearance at the beginning of the stream.
She was.
Ben Brody says, I have to go now, but you better not give up. I will watch the rest on YouTube later. If you give up, I will boycott.
I died. Yep, Sandy's right here at my feet. She, I believe the last time streamed from my house, she was at my parents' house. So.
Tech Assistant says that this game is unfair.
I mean, there's definitely...
It goes a little hard on the tiny little conveyor belt platforms, I have to admit.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some design elements that are not great, but it's, you know, it's not like it's the most difficult game I've ever played or anything.
Yeah. I mean, there is just, in general, there's maybe one or two too many conveyor belts in this entire game, probably. They should call it Kabuki Conveyor Belt Fighter.
I mean, really, these flamethrowers, like with the timing on like flipping over them, that's pretty difficult too. There's the way those flicker is really weird. I don't know if it comes across on the stream at all, but it's like like the segments of those flames when they flicker, it almost looks like the segments are like less than a pixel's width apart. It's really strange looking. I don't understand. Maybe it's probably that they're touching it. It just almost creates an illusion of like a blank line.
Thinking back on the shooter conversation, I think that probably my favorite shooter is probably Gate of Thunder.
Mm.
It's not a particularly hard game.
It might be one of the reasons you like it.
Yeah. It's got an incredible soundtrack. And I do like it more than Lords of Thunder. Even though Lords of Thunder is also very good, I think the Gate has a better soundtrack. And it's just, it doesn't have the RPG elements. But yes, Saint Rob is saying UN Squadron is a sweet shooter. UN Squadron would definitely be up there.
I like what I've played of UN Squadron, but it's really, really hard. It's nice that you can grind a bit in it, but I am not good at it.
For some reason, I thought he had more. He was almost dead, but he's not. What is funny is that I used to have this VHS tape of me playing UN Squadron and almost beating it and being on the verge of death during the entire last level with one last hit, but I got into some zone where I lasted for an extremely long time without dying, and I lost the videotape. I have no idea where it is, but I remember being almost... Yeah. That is one videotape that I wish I still had when I figured out how to record my gameplay and stuff.
I didn't really record a lot of gameplay. You would think I would have, but this is something I did much. Like I would record like Mario Paint, which I don't, to my knowledge, have any of those tapes. I mean, I've got like the tapes that I made for like videos in high school, and I sometimes use like Mario Paint and Game Boy Camera and RPG Maker for like text titles and stuff. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when I made art on Mario Paint, I would record it, but yeah, I really don't remember recording just like gameplay. Like, I don't know, maybe I didn't think that I knew how to do anything impressive enough to record it.
Just imagine all those people around that computer just watching you doing this. I mean, because it's like in the cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the people watching this stream right now. But yeah, I wish that I had those videotapes. I mean, those are definitely long gone. They're in a landfill somewhere or destroyed or something, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I digitized. I mean, really, I should probably do it again, like, so this not just DVD, but like, some, digital format that I can back up somewhere else. But, I did. Oh yeah,
straight up.
I don't. Sometimes I just like have a brain fart on doing that. I've digitized like all of our like old home videos. Like, there's a fair bit of stuff early on, but then like once I get like around 13, there's like big gaps.
Yeah.
My dad definitely lost interest in the camcorder.
My favorite thing is the videotape that my brother and I made over the course of a summer, going to my dad's house. I was going into 4th grade, and he was probably going into either 8th or 9th. And I love it. It's 5.5 hours long.
Well, so, did it take you as long to make as the documentary series?
Well, I mean, we recorded. We would go to my dad's house every Saturday, so we just did it then. But that was the summer that my brother got his Nintendo, and there's a big part where I'm looking through. Hang on, let me grab it.
Grab what?
Yeah, where we're looking through this.
Oh.
Maybe you can see it. Some. And there's one part where my brother and I get into a fight.
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, that's me a cameo in an episode.
Yeah. That's the the thing that like pushed my brother over the edge, where he had to like come after me, was when I said, "I'm not stupid, you're stupid." That was the final straw.
Oh boy.
You just get one more.
Whew! That was close. Look at that!
So
like,
if you really wanna push someone's buttons and they call you stupid, you gotta say, "I'm not stupid, you're stupid."
What made you like compelled you to push record like all those times when you were shooting that video that summer?
Oh, we love just to shoot it and then go home and watch it.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, looking back on it now, it's fun, I think, to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, as an adult, it's very apparent to me. I mean, my parents were split up when I was like when I was a year old.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, my entire life, my parents were not married. But we'd go out to dinner with him on Wednesdays, and we'd go to his house or apartment, wherever he was living at the time, on Saturdays. He would come and pick us up, and we'd always go see movies or something like that. But we'd make the videotape too during that summer. And looking at it now, it's very apparent to me that my dad he's hungover like every week. I mean, definitely out the night before and hungover, because he's basically just like naps all day, or like just like sits at his table and reads the paper. But of course, I didn't know that at the time. It's just funny to think about. But we had so much fun making it. The thing is that we'd go outside. We would go out to the he had this big window, and we just go outside on the other side of this window and just play in the yard and do stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our favorite thing to do on it. You should use some of your chip to.
I don't think you can't do that in a normal level.
Oh, really?
You have to do it on a boss fight.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the camcorder wasn't even. You had to connect it to a VCR and record on the VCR.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember specifically the VCR that he had too had like the tray opened up, and you put the tape into a tray and you push it down into the top of the VCR.
Oh.
But I mean, I upscaled it, made a 60 frames per second version of it, just for myself. It's in a private upload on my personal YouTube, but I'm not going to share it. I'm sorry,
man. I should look through. I should watch like the unedited tapes of some of our high school movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you should.
Those would probably be pretty funny. Because like
with all the messed up takes and everything.
Yeah, because like the first year that we started making videos in high school in 9th grade, and like it was like 10th grade where I was like, I think if I took 2 VCRs, I could like we could edit. I like figured out editing,
Yeah.
And yeah, from then on, we always, we didn't shoot anything in order anymore. So I bet there's some, I very clearly remember like certain scenes, like, we would just like have laughing fits, like before we even said anything, like, for like 12 takes or something,
Yeah. We made some like a Spanish video.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and that was an edited thing, and I remember our Spanish teacher showed it for years, and now it's probably nothing. It's obviously it's nothing now, but back then, like in 1995, it was kind of a big deal. Or 94.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. Like, like me and my group of friends, like we like got a reputation for like making, relative at the time, but good videos, right? We were even able to like talk our teachers into sometimes of like letting us get out of like. There were a couple of times where we got out of like writing an essay or some other project where we're like, well, can we just do a video instead? They'd let us do it because we were good at it. Again, relatively speaking, they're garbage videos, but like no one else at our school like was making videos that good.
Right, and that's how it was with us too.
And now everyone has access to like digital editing and stuff, and I just remember like thinking like one summer I was just like, man, wouldn't it be like awesome if you could like edit this stuff on your computer? Like it was, of course it was possible then. But I didn't know that. Like I didn't know what software you could get. Like I was even like, man, what if you could do like special effects on your computer? Like we could have like a lightsaber fight or something. And like you could, but I was like, there's no way though. Like they would never let like you install like the technology that's good enough to do that. Like they would never like release it so that like your average person could like do that at home. They like. They would save that for like studio use, but no, it was there. You could do it with After Effects. I remember. Well,
when was this? Because I used a pirated version or cracked version of Adobe Premiere when I was in college.
Yeah, well,
so
this was. I was not the first one in my group to do computer editing. I mean, that started probably 11th grade. But I remember, like, like between 10th and 11th grade, I just remember, like, well, I may have known about editing on the computer, but I did not know about doing, like, special effects.
Mm-hmm.
For a bit. But, yeah, I mean, I the first of my friend group, like he was definitely the computer guy of the group, and he like built his own computers and stuff, and like, had by far the best computer of any of us. But eventually, I was kind of the main director, I guess, like kind of just by default, because I was like the one that was like the most excited about the projects. So generally I was the director, and so for a while he was the editor, but eventually I was like the director and editor. Yeah, so I remember, like, after freshman year in college, we came back and we did one more movie over that summer. Like, it wasn't really planned to be the last one, but like I was just like really pushing for, like, yeah, we got to do a movie this summer. Come on. And
I was just looking to see if the clip with me fighting with my brother was online somewhere. It's not. I only have. We called the tape that we made. We called it our tape.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 hours and 35 minutes. I was just looking at it.
But anyway, yeah, we did one more movie, and that one like had a lightsaber fight in it. And I remember during the previous year in college, I had seen. I'm sure some people in the chat have probably seen it. There was a couple of these. I think at the time there was maybe two of them. It was Ryan versus Dorkman. It was like, I think it's still around and looks exactly the same as it did. Last time I saw it anyway, it looked exactly the same as it did back in, early 2000s. This Star Wars fan site called theforce.net.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I
think that's probably still around.
They had a bunch of fan films on there. And, I was really fascinated by that time. Because, like, there was nothing like YouTube at the time. So, like, if you wanted to watch, like
oh yeah,
cool movies that people did, like, you downloaded them from sites like
the Star Wars thing. You remember what was it? Was it Troopers?
Yeah, I remember that a little bit.
That was one of the very first online videos I can remember watching.
But yeah, I mean, I remember watching like Ryan versus Dorkman, and like I followed their tutorial for how to like make good looking lightsabers in After Effects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was, I remember one of those guys, like, actually worked at LucasArts for a while after after that, yeah. So that was cool. I wonder where they are today.
I don't know.
I mean, like, at the time, like, it was this. I mean, I'd like to watch it again and see if the special effects hold up. I mean, for a lightsaber fight, they should. Like, a lightsaber is easy,
Yeah.
But I remember so clearly the tutorial that Ryan did for how to make the lightsaber glow. And it wasn't just using like a generic glow effect in Photoshop or After Effects or anything. Like, you actually you have like the core layer, and it's maybe a little soft, and then you measure how many pixels the core is in that frame, and then you have you copy that layer 3 times. You have 3 duplicates, and he says you duplicate it not once, not twice, but thrice. And I just like that. That's just like so clear in my mind still. And you measure the width of the core. In the first layer under the core, you do a blur on it, like a 10 Gaussian blur, I think. And then the next layer, if it was 10 wide, you would do a 10 blur. Then the next one you do twice that, and then the next one you do twice that. So it would be like the 3 layers for a 10 pixel wide blade would be 10, 20, 40. And then you nested the lightsaber layer, and you applied it on top of your footage with screen, and then you applied something else for the color tint. But it was like a really easy process, and it looked awesome. It looked just like the movies. Okay, switching to Dynamite.
Everyone's saying, here we go. You can do it.
Here we go.
Paul Bergkamp says, hold on to your butts.
Here we go.
This is it. I mean, you are in a good position for this right now.
Keep getting stuck on that.
Stay on target.
I think it did it. Really easy if you know what you're doing and get there with like life and chip power.
But with lots of chips. You didn't even have to use a continue that time, did you? You only died twice that I saw.
I think that's right. It's really not that hard of a game to learn. How to get. I mean, it's really not that hard of a game. Like, there's definitely some aspects that are not great design for sure. But 3 attempts, and then as you saw, the last attempt, was not that strenuous. Self-destruct program has been reconnected. Yeah, I guess that was the problem. They were trying to self-destruct the satellite, but then they couldn't. Like, what good is a self-destruct system if it can be deactivated?
We got a $2 donation from Joshua Helmick. He says, another NES completion win for Try. That's true.
Well, thank you.
Mark that one off. You are the amount of games you're gonna have in the year-end video compared to me is gonna be so stupid. I really that's the one reason I'm kind of like, oh man, I don't know if I want to spend 50 hours on Death Stranding because I gotta try and finish other games before the end of the year.
I'd like to return to my body now. I wonder why it's a Kabuki warrior. I'm guessing the Japanese story is probably different.
Old School Gamer is wondering on the last boss, do the background tiles, since they're animated, count against the total 64 sprite limit of the NES? I don't know.
I think you can I think you can. I think it might depend on the mapper, because I think the Japanese version of Contra has a different mapper, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Which is why I think they can do some of the extra animation. Mm-hmm. I read something not long ago this is some story. What was the game you played recently that had the longest story ever at the end of the game? I feel like you streamed something.
Was it Thunder Force 3?
Or was it like that like giant robot battle or whatever? I don't
know. We got $1.99 really quick. We got $1.99 from Gaming Blows. Thank you. It says Curse of the Moon out of 5 stars. What do you think? That's the
let's see. Yeah, I always have to think for a second. Circle of the Moon. Circle of the Moon. Curse of the Moon. Curse of the Moon. Out of 5 stars, solid 4. I'd say.
Yeah, like I see Scepter Sever is in the chat saying Curse of the Moon is 3.5 stars, maybe 3.8. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, I feel like some people liked it a lot more than I did. I thought it was very solid. Probably better than this. Probably better than Kabuki.
Kapoopy Quantum Fighter? Is that what you said?
I said Kaboopy.
You spent too. Kenny, are you?
Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Better than this. Not as good as Castlevania 3. Yeah, it was good. I loved the main Bloodstained game though. Ritual of the Night. It was.
I still gotta finish that.
Yeah, you should probably start over.
I'm gonna start over at this point, but yes.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I was very impressed. Hard lock ending. That's. Oh wait, nope, it's not. I'll be back. Watch for my next adventure. Yeah, it's fun that they give you the sound test.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll. Someone should revive this game.
I wonder.
Sequel to it.
I wonder why they give you the sound test, because the music in the game is not great.
Yeah,
it's probably its weakest aspect, actually. That's funny.
Good vibe.
I wonder if he makes a cameo in any of the Clock Tower games.
Probably not. Good Vibe Collecting says, sadly, the next adventure never came. I wouldn't say never. You never know.
I mean,
wait for
Matt Bozon had to take it over.
Yeah,
he probably beat this game and is like, but there is no other. I have to make it myself.
Yeah, it's gonna be revived as Kapoopy Quantum Fighter.
Kapoopy Quantum Fighter. Kapoopy half Kabuki hero. Oops.
Kapoopy. I don't know where that came from.
All right, well, that will well and truly do it. Thanks everyone for the support and insistence that I go for it. It was the right decision.
Yep, and you whipped it.
Yep. I hair whipped it.
Anyways, I think that's gonna do it. Thanks everybody for stopping by.
Yeah, I can't believe how many people watched like freaking Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Has that many people simultaneously ever watched Kabuki Quantum Fighter?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm blown away. But thank you, everyone.
And we'll see you soon. Look for the video that I'm going to do with John sometime on the latter half of the week, I'd say. And then I'm going to be we're also working on first-party controllers. Which
I'm actually pretty excited about. After you made the outline of that, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that.
And that is going to be, this month at some point. Now that a lot of my freelance stuff is been wrapped up, now I can finally devote my days to the show again. But anyways, yep.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.